What's up, everybody? We are back here for another rebuild. I hope you enjoyed our first rebuild, the Giants rebuild. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it didn't end how we wanted it to, unfortunately. But you can go back and watch that video. It is linked in the description. Yeah, I'm Chosen2B. I'm glad you're here, chosen to be here with me for this video. We're going to be doing a 49ers rebuild. I have high hopes for the 49ers this year with Jimmy Garoppolo coming back. There's definitely some older players on this team that I'm going to want to get rid of. Guys like Richard Sherman probably will be gone. I know he's the top player listed in the, the top 3 when you pick your team for franchise, but I don't see a future with him in this rebuild, so we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to get this started. So I totally tried to make a new coach and give him a cool name or a funny name or some sort of name that would get a reaction out of people. I accidentally just skipped through it, and so our coach's name is generic Chris Dale. So that's good. But we're in the preseason here. Let's take a look at the team. We're 78 overall starting it off, so a little bit better than the Giants started off at that 67. We have Jimmy G at quarterback coming off the injury. 27 years old, star development, 78 overall. We can probably build around him. We have Kyle Juszczyk, who is one of the best fullbacks in the game, if not the best. So that's a good piece. Tevin Coleman. We'll see if we keep him around or not. I do like Jerick McKinnon, but I mean, in real life, he's definitely not going to be playing much for them this year, coming off injury. There's not good reports out of camp on him, so we'll see what happens with him this year. And Matt Breida, I love. So we're probably going to end up trading Jerick McKinnon. Maybe even one of these other guys too. We'll see. Marquise Goodwin is our top receiver. Everybody's just kind of decent on this team. Dante Pettis with his nice pink curls. 23 overall start of... No, he's not a 23 overall. He's 23 years old. He has star development, 80 overall. So he could stay on this team. Jordan Matthews, we'll see what happens with him. Offensive line, honestly, looks pretty decent. Joe Staley, obviously, is a little older at 35. So we'll see if we want to maybe move him. I'm not sure if I want to. He is still going to be really good, at least for this season. Definitely better than any other option we have. I might trade him later, maybe at the trade deadline. That might be a move. Other than that, the offensive line, I don't even know how to say his name, but Mike McGlinchey, I think is how you say it. He's going to be good for us. He's 6'8", which is just crazy, ridiculous. He's a monster. So we'll try to make some improvements there. Obviously, Gregg Kittle is the top star on this team. He has superstar X factor. His ability is rack 'em up. So that makes sense for him, honestly. Yeah. 2-year player out of Iowa. So he's definitely going to be a piece to build around. On the defensive side of the ball, I think this is where we need to make the most improvements. Richard Sherman, 93 overall, superstar X factor, also is 31. He's going to start regressing very soon. It's kind of surprising he's only 31, honestly. But yeah, it feels like he's been in the league forever. Nick Bosa obviously is the linchpin, the key of this defense. He's going to hopefully progress well for us. I mean, they really have some good pieces. I'm excited to see what we can do here. I really like Fred Warner, but he might just be too low of an overall to stick around here. We'll see how he progresses this year. Malcolm Smith obviously is going to need to be upgraded there. I love the pickup of Quan Alexander that they made. They have a lot of star and above development on this team, which is amazing. And Jimmy Ward's definitely going to have to be upgraded. So we'll see. We might be moving Richard Sherman and maybe a couple of our running backs maybe. Try to improve the secondary a little bit. The deep secondary, I mean the safeties really, and then the offensive line, and everyone else really is pretty young and can develop, so we'll see what happens in this rebuild. Might be moving Joe Staley. Yeah, I think we will move Joe Staley. I think he's too old. He's 35, and he's worth a lot right now, so we'll try to move him. He's going to regress by the time the trade deadline hits anyway, so he's probably going to be down to almost an 85 by the time the trade deadline hits, so let's try to move him now and see what we can get. So we basically traded Richard Sherman and a future 4th for the Bucs first round pick. We threw in a backup strong safety. It hurts a little bit to trade away a player that good for just one pick. but he's going to start regressing, and the Bucks are always bad, so hopefully they're bad again. But that's going to be it. I think we're just going to go through this season and see what happens. So at the midseason mark, we are 2-5, so about what I expected, to be honest. Didn't really expect anything different, anything other than that, so that's going to be where we are, honestly. I'm not too mad about that. What I might do, though, is see if there's any interest in Tevin Coleman, because I think I really want to use Matt Breida more. We don't really need two running backs that are both the same overall, basically the same age and the same development. It's not really helping anyone out. The team definitely got worse, but I think in the end they're going to get better. Nick Bosa has Superstar, which is great. Definitely need to get linebackers, target linebackers in the draft or free agency, as well as corner, and then offensive line, and I think we'll be set up pretty well. So I'm going to see if I can trade Tevin Coleman, and we'll see. Oh, the trade deadline, I forgot. It already passed. I'm an idiot. So we'll trade them maybe in the offseason. But let's take a look at who we need to re-sign here. I think, okay, so Matt Breida is a free agent, so I think I'm going to bring him back. I'll give him 4.1. That's fine. Great. That would go a long way. Okay, awesome. Jason Verrett, I guess I'll bring you back on a 1-year deal. That's fine. We don't really have a lot of money, which is a little bit annoying. Eric Armstead, I want to bring back for sure. Hopefully he will accept this. Great. The rest of these guys I'm not too worried about, but yeah, we don't have much money at all. So we'll see what happens in free agency. So it's the end of the season here. Week 17, we lost to the Seahawks 31-16. We definitely didn't make the playoffs. We went 4-12, so that'll give us a pretty good pick. I'm pretty sure we have our first round pick. But let's take a look at the stats from this season. Jimmy G was 28th. Oh boy, he didn't do very well. Offense was 30th in the NFL, and defense was 8th. So the defense performed pretty well, which was kind of expected. But yeah, the offense was atrocious. Just atrocious. Take a look at the awards and see if we have any 49ers in here. Okay, Quan Alexander and Fred Warner were 8th and 9th in Defensive Player of the Year. And Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we're going to have anybody. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Nick Bosa was only 10th, which is a little bit annoying. I kind of wish he did a little bit better. Jelani Tavai was Defensive Player of the Year. All right. So the Super Bowl is the Packers and the Browns. We already upgraded all our players, so we don't really have much to do there. Skip ahead and see who wins the Super Bowl this year. Of course, the Browns are in it, and they demolished the Packers 34-0. All right, so let's take a look. See if there's anybody we want to... Okay, we need to bring back Matt Breida. He said he wanted more money, so I'm going to give him more money. Why do we only have... We only have $6 million in cap, so it's not great. So Matt Breida's back. We like that. Kendrick Bourne, I'm not too worried about. Jordan Matthews, most of these guys I'm not really worried about. But yeah, we don't have a lot of money. So I need to take a look at why that is. So 2020 salary cap hit. Jimmy G is getting paid a ridiculous amount, as is D Ford, as is Quan Alexander, Buckner. There's a lot of guys being paid a lot of money that shouldn't be. Richburg is getting paid way too much. Might try to trade him. Man, this got ugly fast. We're gonna have to make some major moves this offseason to try to fix this team. But let's advance to free agency. See what we can do in free agency. We have $3 million in cap. So we're not going to be able to sign anybody here, although Miles Jack would be amazing, as would Kendall Fuller. Ronald Darby would be nice. Cody Whitehair would be amazing. Haha, Clinton Dix would also be good to slot in at free safety. We could move someone over. Man, we are in a tough spot. So I'm not really sure why we only have $3 million in cap, because when we go to make trades, it says we have $43 million in cap, which is a little bit concerning. It's very strange that some of these guys are taking up so much money on our team. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think there's a lot of things coming off the books next year. So that's really when we're going to make a big splash, I think, in free agency. Hopefully we can get some good draft picks here that'll progress pretty well. And then next year we can make splashes in free agency and really make a huge push. So we have the 4th pick overall. We also have the 7th pick. So we can really make some moves here. Okay, so we added a lot of guys to our draft board. So we're going to see. We're just going to advance and see who gets chosen here. Marcel Crawford, a defensive end. That's good. We want defensive ends coming off the board. Strong safety coming off, and another defensive end. Great. So we're going to have our pick of basically any guy that we really wanted. They're kind of all available. Now, I don't know that I want to take a center, but he does look honestly amazing. We might make a boring pick at number 4. Brady Jarrett looks really good, but I don't need him. Kirkland Atkins looks like a beast. So we're going to look at our draft board here. We have a lot of offensive linemen that I think would be good later. He's number 21, but he does have hidden development. It was a decent pick. He'll definitely help us out. Hopefully some of these other guys are still available. Oh, we also pick at 9, which is crazy. So let's see. Another defensive end taken off the board and another defensive end taken off the board, who were all really, really good. So that means that we can actually take this center, which is what I want to do. I'm definitely going to take the center. 72 overall, normal development, unfortunately. But 72 is definitely better than what we have. So next was the wide receiver, Zach Stoudemire, who looked really good as well. And now we're in a spot where I'm not really sure where I want to go here. Jalen Sheffield looks good. He's projected as a late first rounder, which I'm not sure. Where are our next picks? Round 3 is our next pick. So we got to hit a splash with this one. Jalen Sheffield looks good. Terrence Kendall honestly looks really good. I think I'm going to take Terrence Kendall, and hopefully he is a great free safety for us. 75 overall with hidden development. That's really good. Says it was a reach, but I'll take it. I really like that pick a lot. So here we are in round 3, pick 4. I don't know that anybody on our draft board is still going to be available. Princeton Marbury. He looked really good. He's very strong. He's pretty quick, agile, and he's projected as an early 4th, but I'm going to take him here. We need a guard, and he's a 68 overall. It said it's a good pick. Normal development. So hopefully he can develop a little bit. Let's take him. Let's take this guy. 70 overall in the 4th round. I will take that. That is a steal. So we take a look at the draft recap here. We got a 73 overall middle linebacker, a 72 overall center, a 75 overall free safety in the 1st round, 68 overall right guard, 70 overall left guard, and then a 60, 55, and 54. So not an amazing draft, nothing crazy. Some guys with normal development, which is a little bit annoying, but if we take a look, Jalen Sheffield, man, I thought about taking him. I'm kicking myself for not taking him. 79 overall, looks like a beast. So this is the team for year number 2. Jimmy G still at the helm. Matt Breida is going to be the starting running back. We might trade Tevin Coleman. Nobody's really progressing all that well, which is a little bit annoying. We have 2 rookies starting on the offensive line, O'Neal and Ellis, both normal development, but they slot in right there perfectly. On the defense, we have 3 superstars now, which is great. 2 hidden, which are both going to be stars, I believe. Fred Warner, we moved to left outside linebacker so that our rookie, I can't remember his name, Kirkland Atkins, can start at middle linebacker. He's pass coverage middle linebacker. Hopefully he does very well for us. Looks like Quan Alexander is progressing pretty well. Nick Bosa as well, D Ford. The defensive line looks amazing. This offseason we're going to have to definitely address corner. It looks like our safety crew looks like they'll be okay. Tart could probably get replaced, but I'm excited. I think year 2 will definitely be better. Our overall really hasn't changed all that much, but I think year number 2 will definitely be a better team. We might try to trade Tevin Coleman. We only have $9 million in cap, but that should open up at the end of this year. We have some guys coming off the books that we'll definitely not be re-signing. So we'll see what we can get for Tevin Coleman. So we ended up trading Tevin Coleman and a backup free safety, as well as a 4th round pick next year, to the Rams for a 1st round pick and a 2nd round pick this year. I think we're going to basically use those to flip. We'll see where that takes us. So we're going to end up keeping those picks, at least for now. We might trade them during the draft and try to get better for next year. But we'll see how we do this year. We have our 1st round pick. We have the Rams' 1st round pick. We have a 2nd round pick. So we're in good shape. So the midseason mark in season number 2, we are 3-5. So 1 game better than last year. Take a look at who we need to bring back. George Kittle is going to be a free agent. DeForest Buckner is going to be a free agent. Juszczyk, Jason Verrett, I think we'll let walk. Jarkeezy Tart, Solomon Thomas. There's a lot of guys back here that I don't care about. I thought more guys were coming off the books, but I guess not. We actually need these guys, which is a little bit annoying. George Kittle is going to be the future for us. So hopefully he re-signs. He does. DeForest Buckner, we also need to bring back for sure. We'll bring him back on a 3-year deal. Give him a little bit more. So we need to work on that. Kyle Juszczyk, I'm not giving $10 million to. That's not happening. Jason Verrett, I don't think he needs to come back. He's 29. Jarkeezy Tart, he can come back. He's not asking for that much. So we'll bring him back. And the rest, I think we can pretty much let walk. We're not too worried about those guys like David Mayo. So let's advance to the end of the season. So we lost 12-10 in week 17. So that's fun. We went 6-9-1, so definitely an improvement over last year. Take a look at the season stats. Hopefully Jimmy G had a better year. Yes, he did. 10th in the NFL in yards. We were 14th offense, and we were the 23rd defense. So our defense definitely got worse. Which I guess makes sense. We got rid of some guys that were a little older, so but they were still good, so it makes sense. I don't see anybody. Terrence Kendall was 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year, and Kirkland Atkins was 6th. Other than that, we didn't really have any awards. This was kind of a lackluster year for us. Chris Dale really isn't getting the job done. Let's do some Coach XP and go to the offseason. I almost forgot that we needed to try to bring back DeForest Buckner again. So we're going to give him a little bit more money. He's going to test out free agency, which is a little bit annoying. What would the franchise tag be? $18 million? I cannot do that. That is not going to happen. So yeah, we're going to have to let some of these guys walk. Solomon Thomas, I can bring him back. He's not asking for very much money. Let's bring him back on a 2-year deal. $5 million total. That's fine. Star development, he can probably still help us out a little bit. DeForest Buckner is the number 2 overall player in the class. Kyle Juszczyk number 3. So really, basically, everybody in the free agent class is just our players. Tevin Coleman, there he is. so there isn't a lot. Sidney Jones I did try to trade for, and I couldn't get him. So now might be a great time to try to sign him instead. DeForest Buckner and Sidney Jones and F-line all rejected, which is wonderful. I gave them way more money. I was clearly the first option. I'm not sure how that happened. Zeke only has one offer, which is interesting. I might do it. I'm going to give Zeke a big offer. And hopefully he comes. What does $11 million do for you? Okay, maybe that's too much, but... So we got Ezekiel Elliott on the team, which is unexpected to say the least. I was not planning for that coming into this offseason. But hey, sometimes things just fall into your hands and you can't say no. Except DeForest Buckner and Sidney Jones and F-line. They all said no, but Zeke didn't. So that is great. And for some reason, I don't know why. He's only 25 and nobody was offering him a contract. So we have the 7th pick in the draft. This might be a good time to package something up and try to trade. Let's see if there's anybody worthwhile available at 7. We really need a new tackle. I'm going to take him. 76 overall. Very good. We love that pick. That's good. So we're going to advance to our next pick. And hopefully one of those guys we have on our board is still here. I think I'm going to go with Stan Sanderson. He has a great name. And he looks very good. 73 overall. Wow. If you guys know what that means, we're in for a treat here. Superstar X Factor. Well, I think that will wrap... Actually, no. We have a 2nd round pick. I was going to skip the rest of this draft because I was A-okay with that. But we actually have a 2nd round pick, too. I think this is the one we got from the Rams, maybe? Or maybe this was ours. There's nobody left on our draft board, unfortunately. So I think Marvin Bird might be the pick here. Mid-3rd round talent. But we need corners. He's a 70 overall. And he has superstar. So, good draft we have going for us. I'm going to go with Cassidy Lauderdale. He has really good combine stats. 4.4 speed. Very strong, very quick. I'm going to take him. 72 overall, normal development, but it's still a very good pick for us. I'm going to take John Sutton. The center, 69 overall, and he has star development. So, very good. I like it. So here we are in year number 2. This is the team. We have Zeke, the new addition, 98 overall. Jimmy G. Breeda's going to be playing fullback for us because we let Juszczyk go. Offensive line is definitely much better, much improved. With 2nd year O'Neal, we have 2nd year Tomlinson. First year, or sorry, not 2nd year Tomlinson. It's Ellis is the 2nd year. He'll be our backup. Rivers is definitely going to be starting at 76 overall. McClinchy is still over there. Offensive line definitely improved. Kittle is back. Our wide receiving core is not really doing too much, but that's okay. We have Zeke, and we're going to be doing a vertical run scheme we changed to. We also changed the defensive scheme to a 3-4 now that we lost Buckner, which is unfortunate. But we have Bosa, we have D Ford, we have Aaron Armstead, and Solomon Thomas will be a rotational player in there. Quan Alexander, Stan Sanderson, I believe is his name. I can never remember this name. Kirkland Atkins, we drafted last year, will be our 2nd middle linebacker. And Fred Warner will be on the outside. Tart and Kendall, who's now in his 2nd year, will also be out there. And then our cornerbacks are awful, but hey, this guy I believe is the one who had Superstar X Factor, or maybe it was Sanderson. One of the two had Superstar X Factor. And then Lauderdale, we also drafted. I kind of forgot how many corners we lost last year in free agency. So we're a little bit thin at corner, but these guys should progress pretty well. And Sanderson should also progress really well. So I think overall isn't really changing too much, but we're definitely a better team with Zeke. Also changed to the Cowboys playbook because he's used to it. You know, give him some runs that he's used to. But also The Cowboys seem to do really well in sim, and I think a little bit of that has to do with their playbook. So we're going to sim to the midseason mark, and we'll see how we're doing. So we won in week 8, and we are 4-4. So again, one game better than we were at this point last year, and one game better than we were the year before. So we have 11 players ready to re-sign. We'll take a look at who they are. Mike McGlinchey, definitely want to bring him back. Dante Pettis, we definitely want to bring back. Eric Armstead, we probably are going to bring back. Fred Warner, definitely bringing back. There's a lot of guys we want to bring back, so hopefully we can get all these deals done. So we get Warner, and we get McGlinchey. Pettis and Armstead wanted more money. I didn't really care about Marquise Goodwin. I just offered him a contract just because he is ridiculously fast, but he's also 30 years old, so that's going to start going down pretty quick. The rest of these guys we can worry about later on. But yeah, we're 4-4, so hopefully we can make the playoffs. We're going to upgrade our players here. Hopefully our guys start progressing pretty quickly, and we will see you at the playoffs. So week 17, we lost by a touchdown to the Seahawks, so we'll see how we did. We went 9-7. Not a playoff team, but definitely an improvement over the years past. We will take a look at the stats real quick. Jimmy G didn't do much. We were 15th offensively, and we were 8th defensively, so definitely an improvement there. Zeke led the league in rushing yards, 7th in touchdowns. Definitely very good. Definitely improved the team for sure. So we'll take a look at NFC. Interesting that... Oh, there he is. Zeke is 4th in Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Quan Alexander is 5th, D Ford is 6th. Offensive Rookie, a lot of Giants. Wow, many Giants. Joshua Eaton, I don't know who that is. He was 7th. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Cassidy Lauderdale wins it over Marvin Bird. So our 2 corners did very well. And Stan Sanderson also did pretty well with coming in at 9th. So definitely a very good draft we had this past season. We're going to upgrade our coach XP and go into the offseason. So it's the Bears and the Chiefs in Super Bowl 56. Our guys have some upgrades for sure, which is lovely. We'd like to see that. And we'll go to the offseason, see who's going to be available in free agency, who we got to try to bring back. We have 16 players ready to bring back. The Chiefs beat the Bears 38-0. They absolutely destroyed them. Dante Pettis, I remember he wanted more bonus, so we're going to try to give him a little more money. Hopefully he likes this. We'll give him a little bit more. We definitely need Dante Pettis back, and we get him back. Eric Armstead, he only wants a 1-year deal. I'm going to give him a 2-year deal. He's testing free agency. Lovely. Marquise Goodwin, I guess we can bring him back on a 1-year deal. Actually, he's down to 78 already. It's not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Laken Tomlinson, we need to bring back. Well, for him, a 1-year deal. Hopefully he accepts that. He doesn't. Awesome. It seems like nobody wants to play for San Francisco, which honestly sounds about right. I'm going to bring back DJ Reed as well on a 1-year deal. Hopefully he accepts that one. He does, so he's going to be probably our nickel or dime corner. And I'm not going to franchise tag any of these guys. Richie James, I don't really need you too much. Eric Armstead, what would a franchise tag be on him? 17.2 million. Definitely not worth it. So I think we're going to let them walk. Hopefully we can just re-sign a defensive tackle. Maybe Eric Armstead, or maybe someone who's better than Eric Armstead. Don't really know. See what happens. We're going to sign some free agents. We have 31 million, so we have a little bit to spend here. Leighton Vander Esch is available. Von Miller's available. Snacks is here. Aaron Payne. Interesting pieces, definitely. Try Turner could be interesting. I was kind of wishing there was a big wide receiver I could go after, but there doesn't really seem to be any big wide receivers to go after, unfortunately, here. So we might go after Darren Payne. Darren Payne rejected Hughes accepted. So unfortunately, that means we have no defensive tackle really right now. Armstead is still here. We could try to bring him back. He rejected. Do you even understand how much money I just gave you? I gave you like probably $5 million more than anyone else did. And you said, no thanks. I'll pass. I don't want to play in San Francisco. The streets are too steep. I don't like walking up them. I think that's what he said. So they both signed. Goodwin's back. Allison's back. Or Allison joins the team. So hopefully that will keep our receiving core at least viable. Dante Pettis is definitely going to be our number one. He should be up to about an 85 overall at this point. So we're going to see. We are picking 18th. I'm just going to skip ahead. Definitely not going to be moving up. So we'll just see what's available here. Martavis Carr doesn't look like he was very good. Tyrell Kirkland, though. He's very fast and very strong. I'm going to take Tyrell Kirkland. 75 overall. And he is a superstar X Factor. Unbelievable. We are hitting on these guys, man. Absolutely crushing it with the development traits in these drafts. However, it's not really turning into wins for the teams yet. But hopefully that happens this year. I'm going to go with this right guard, John Underwood. He's not very good. Oh well. So we take a look at the draft recap. And we have basically one good player we got out of this draft. Unfortunately, that's it. We only had one first round pick and it was pretty late. So I'm happy with what we did. With what we were able to do. Elijah Hodges did look really good, but I have Ezekiel Elliott. So that's not really a worry of mine. Take a look at the team. 78 overall, 83 defense, 79, 8. I can't speak anymore. I've been doing this too long. I can't even remember what the numbers were anymore. Anyway, Zeke is a 99. Jimmy Garoppolo has not really progressed at all. I think it was a mistake to keep him because he started to regress already. Kind of forgot how old he is. The offensive line also hasn't really come to fruition, unfortunately. Goodwin will be here. Geronimo Allison, Deebo Samuel, Dante Pettis. I don't have very high hopes for the offense other than Zeke. D Ford is now Superstar X Factor. Sanderson Superstar X Factor. And Quan Alexander Superstar X Factor, which is crazy. We have Hughes, who's apparently going to be our 1. I don't want him to be our 1, though. I want Bird to be our 1, so he's going to move over. Hughes will be the 2. Lauderdale will be the 3. Actually, Lauderdale will be the 2. Hughes will be the nickel corner. And then we have Kirkland, who is a Superstar X Factor as well. Surprised Nick Bosa hasn't gotten there already. We could have 5 Superstar X Factors on this team. We could have 6, actually, if Bird gets up there. But we could probably have 5 Superstar X Factors, theoretically, by the end of this year. Which is just insane. Actually, if you count our offense, we'll have 7 Superstar X Factors. Crazy. So, at the mid-season mark, we are 6-1. I think a lot of that has to do with our defense is doing very well. Let's take a look at the lineup, see if anybody has moved up. I don't know if they move up mid-season or not, but we'll take a look on the defense here. No, it doesn't look like they have changed at all, but they're definitely progressing very well. Sanderson's already up to a 77, which is amazing. So we're going to simulate to the end of the season. We should make the playoffs, hopefully. And this is going to be the last year of the rebuild for sure. This has been a pretty long one, as nobody wants to sign or re-sign or do anything good for the 49ers. So that's unfortunate. So at the end of the season, we are in the wild card. We are 10-6. We will take a look at the stats here. Jimmy G did not do much at all. He was pretty bad. 20th in offense, 3rd in defense, though. Zeke had a ridiculous year, 1,850 yards and 21 touchdowns on 302 carries. That was definitely a good signing. We were 3rd in points allowed. So really the only problem in this rebuild, Zeke wins MVP, amazing. The only problem was really Jimmy G. unfortunately. Defensive Player of the Year, we had Marvin Bird in there at 6. So hopefully he went up to Superstar X Factor. Offensive Rookie, don't believe we had anybody. And Defensive Rookie, Tyrell Kirkland at defensive tackle was 3rd. So very, very, very good season for us. Hopefully we can get a win in the wild card. Fingers crossed. We do. We go to take on the Lions. So let's actually upgrade our team. Marvin Bird gets a new ability, which is lovely. He's up to an 80 overall. He has Unfakeable, which I guess is okay. And now we play the Lions in the divisional round. So hopefully we can get a win here. We lost 31-17, unfortunately. We will upgrade our players one last time. And we'll take a look at the final roster. 80 overall, 85 offense, 81 defense. Definitely an improvement. They really, really caught fire this year. We had 2 Superstar X Factors in ZEKE and Gregg Kittle. Offensive line definitely improved this year for sure. Dante Pettis had a solid improvement. Kirkland, Superstar X Factor. Sanderson, Superstar X Factor. Quan Alexander, Superstar X Factor. Bird, if I kept going, I'm sure would get up to Superstar X Factor, and so would Bosa. I would not be surprised at all if they did. But yeah, this is a god squad almost here on the defensive side. Offensive side, kind of wish I would have moved away from Jimmy Garoppolo. Unfortunately, I didn't. Might have been the downfall of this rebuild, but overall, we did very well. Our good old coach Chris Dale did the job. The CPU generated name, because I totally forgot to rename my coach, but there he is. Of the 10-6 San Francisco 49ers, lost in the divisional playoff, unfortunately. But at least this time I didn't blow it on my own, so that's good. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, go down, subscribe, click the bell, be notified when I upload next. I'm glad you've chosen to be here for this video. If you choose to be a subscriber and join the Chosen One Army, I would appreciate that as well. We're going to have a lot more rebuilds coming out in the near future, in the next few days, next couple weeks, as we go on through the season. A lot of content coming out. I'm going to have a connected franchise series that I always do. It's definitely, there's going to be, let's just say there's going to be a lot of content, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. But that's that. 49ers, in summary, no one wants to play for the 49ers, unfortunately. But we did what we could, and what we could was pretty good. I'll see you next time.